Hi, happy Friday. Welcome to Aloha Flow, Aloha Friday. My name is Arielle, as you know, and in our practice today, we're going to start a little bit slow and then eventually turn up the flow. It's appropriate for all levels, and I always say if you want to pump up your practice, you're welcome to add in any variations that you like, and if you want to modify at any time, obviously you're practicing on your own and you're creating your own home practice, which I'm really excited about for you and for the greater humanity. If all of us can just develop our own home practice, I think we can invite a little more peace into the world. So this is you doing your part so that we can find that contentment. And I know we've only been 1 week into 2021, but it's a wild one. And I think the more that we can do this work and be honest with ourselves and who we are and what we believe in and what we want to stand up for, then the easier it is to go out into the world and express that. So whatever that means to you today, I invite you to settle that into your intention of letting this just be an opportunity for you to get to know yourself. How's your body feeling today? What are your thoughts reeling about? How's the breath? And that's the case always when we practice. So if you would like to listen to music, we'll hit play together. So you can toggle over to your Spotify and we'll hit play in 3, 2, 1, play. And if you need a second to adjust your volume controls, go ahead, take your time, and then make your way into child's pose. Now, if you don't have a towel and you notice that your ankles are bothering you, another way to do this ankle support is to roll up the back of your mat. So that's an option here. And then you'll end up with that roll on your ankles. So you got a little space there. And then you can take your arms forward, or you can have your arms back by your sides. Doesn't matter to me, whatever feels good to you. You can choose to have your knees closer together for more support on your back body, or you can choose to widen your knees if you want to open your hips. Check in with your shoulders, allow them to relax. Maybe you draw your forearms as wide as your mat so that the shoulders have more space to soften. If it feels good to rub your forehead on the floor like you're saying no, awakening that third eye center, your point of intuition. And as you settle into your child's pose, check in. Who's on the mat today? Checking in with whatever's most obvious to you. Maybe the body is talking. Maybe it's the thoughts that are loud in your mind, or perhaps the breath that is most obvious. And remember, we're not trying to change or fix anything. There's nothing wrong inherently. We're here to accept ourselves, accept your body, accept the thoughts, invite them in. Only then can our practice begin. Only when we accept that our breaths seem shallow can we start to deepen them. Find a little more depth on your exhale to invite more breath on your next inhale. And I'll create a side body stretch going slow. It doesn't matter which way you go. You can walk the left hand off to the left and stack the right hand on top. Just reach long through the right side of your waist. Stay heavy in your hips and in your head. Feel the intercostal muscles between each one of your ribs on the right side expanding with the breath. And then take some time to walk your hands over to the other side. Start with the right hand, followed by the left on top of the right. Breathe. Reach. One more deep breath. Good. Now as you walk your hands back towards center, slowly rise up. Eventually rise up onto your knees, onto your shins. Take your time. Tuck your toes under behind you for a little more support. And then fly your arms wide all the way up overhead. Like mountain pose. Let your hands be shoulder distance apart like you have an imaginary ball. Relax your shoulders back. Activate your core. Draw those lower ribs in and feel your tailbone lengthen towards the floor. Now imagine you had a block between your thighs. Hug to the midline. Use your adductors. A little tone in the glutes. Deepen the breath. Exhale. Stretch a little taller on this next breath in. Look up. Now with a strong core, slowly reach your hands forward and towards the floor as slowly as you can. Find tabletop. When you land, arch your back in cow pose. Stay there. Feel your sitting bones widen as you lift your tail. Feel your shoulder blades kiss together on your back as you open your heart. Lifting your chin, open your throat as if the back of your head could touch your shoulders. Arching your spine, the hands push the floor down and back as the knees push the floor down and forward. Take one more breath in. And then return to child's pose on the breath out. Untuck your toes, hips to heels, forehead to floor, rest. Develop the rhythm of your breath. And let it guide you through that series of postures. Start with an exhale. Now go slow as you round your spine and roll up onto your knees. You can tuck your toes if you like for more support as your arms circle wide overhead on this long breath in. Go slow as you hinge forward at the hips. Hands eventually touch the earth, strong core. One breath in for cow pose. Inhale, lift your chin, sway your belly. Exhale for child's pose. Just for the breath out, let your forehead kiss the ground. And we'll do that again. 4 more rounds. Inhale, roll up onto your knees, reach your arms overhead, squeeze your inner thighs towards the midline as you look up. Exhale, slowly reach your hands forward. Keep hugging the inner thighs to the midline to help you stabilize. Once your hands land, arch your spine, cow shape. Inhale, looking up. Child's pose on the breath out, hips to the heels, forehead to the floor. You could tent your fingertips. Good, 3 more. Inhale, round your spine as you rise up onto your knees. Breathe and reach. Strong core helps you descend into tabletop slowly, exhaling. Arch your spine, use your whole breath in. Let your head arch back towards your hips. Exhale, child's pose. Breathe everything out. Go slow 2 more times. Inhale to rise. Exhale, slowly hands to tabletop. Nice. Looking forward, arch your back, breathe in. Exhale, hips to the heels, forehead to the mat. Good. This last one's gonna continue on. Come onto your shins, reach up, breathe in. Exhale, slow to descend, hands to the mat, tabletop. Now come into that cow shape on your breath in, and then downward dog on your breath out. Tucking your toes, lift your knees off the ground. We'll hang out here for a few breaths, so enjoy. Pedaling out your heels. Or maybe stillness feels best. Using this time to do what your body requests. And have this feeling like your shoulders are gliding back. You have a long neck. Imagine your elbow creases can see your index fingers, that external rotation of your arm bones. Feel your index finger knuckles pushing into the ground and the whole thumb and index finger. Relax your head, let your ears drape between your arms. Enjoy 2 more breaths. Exhale. Okay. Now inhale as you shift your shoulders forward over your wrists and meet me in a modified plank pose. Give your knees a break. Put them on the ground. Lengthen your tailbone towards your knees. Let your hips thrust forward and towards the floor. And as you push your hands down, dome your upper back slightly. Extend long through your crown. Breathe for 4. Fingers spread wide. Grounding into your finger pads for 3. Pressing into the index finger knuckle for 2. Last one, breathe in. And then slowly, with control, lower your body to the floor. Exhale, hug your elbows in, feel them graze your ribs. Good. Now relax your legs long behind you and we'll stretch the shoulders. Take your left arm straight out to the left so your hand lines up with your armpit. Take your left ear to the ground and then roll over onto that left arm, onto that left hip. Your right toes can spiral around and touch the ground behind you. Now you determine the intensity of your stretch by how far you lean back. Bring some intention into that left arm. Press into your fingertips. And as if you can shrug your left shoulder head down and back. Breathing into your left pec. 2 more. Very nice. Now coming back onto your stomach, breathe in, and then we'll go the other way. Reach your right arm directly out to the right ear on the ground, and then you'll roll over onto that right hip with the left toe spiraling around. Pressing into your fingertips, loop your shoulders back, open your heart. Three more deep breaths. Awesome. Now, when you return to your stomach, please extend your arms alongside your torso. So they're back and your fingernails are on your mat, just like your toenails. Push down with all of those nails. And then you can have your chin or your forehead on the floor, but notice when you turn on your quads, your kneecaps start to hover off the ground. Press down with all 10 toes and breathe in as you lift your forehead off the mat. Shrug your shoulders down your back and then float your arms behind you. Fly, breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine the back of your head wanted to touch your glutes, but your chin draws in just a little bit. 2 more. Breathe in, shoulders squeeze. Root into your feet. Keep the squeeze in your knees too. 1 more. Awesome. Exhale, release. Take your left ear to the floor. Just relax. Meet yourself again. Breathe in to whatever body part is talking to you now. And then we'll repeat that. Forehead to the mat, ground into the tops of your feet, stretch your arms long, breathe out. When you're ready, inhale, lift your head, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back, float your arms. Now your lower half is going to stay the same as we set up for Cobra. Take your hands to the ground so they're by your ribs, your wrists beneath your elbows, and then begin to hover your ribs off the floor. Be wary of the slouch. Try to roll your shoulders back. Push the floor down and back. Good. Open your heart. 1 more deep breath in. Look up. Good. Push onto your knees on your way to downward dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, lengthen your legs. Relax your head. Take a breath. Give it back. One more. Tone your core. Good. And then take a walk slowly up towards the top of your mat. Keep your feet hips width apart. Once there, slide your hands up your shins to lengthen your spine halfway, and then catch opposite elbows before you fold back down again. Go ahead and soften your knees. Let your head hang. How's your neck doing today? Can you ask it to let go a little more? Maybe invite a sway. Just ground into your big toes either way. Good. One more breath. Go ahead and relax your arms and sit back towards chair pose. So you're going to bend your knees a lot, let your tailbone curl down towards the ground, and then your hands can travel forward by your shoulders or maybe up by the ears. Do your best to shift your hips back, bring weight into your heels, and then press into your big toes a little more. One more, good breath. Exhale. Good. Now on your breath in, rise to stand. Take your hands together at heart center. Pausing here, close your eyes, set this intention. This time you've carved out to be with yourself, to accept yourself for who you are, and to know what you stand for. Standing in your truth. Take another breath. As you exhale, interlace your fingers together, except your index fingers, and we'll send our steeple mudra up overhead. Breathe in. Now arch to the right. Find a side body stretch. Feel your left heel is heavy and your left big toe. Breathe into your left hip and lift your chin off your chest a little bit. Pivot your heart towards the sky slightly. One more breath. Good. Inhale to rise up to center, and then exhale, arc over to the left. Tuck to your right heel, heavy. Breathe into your right ribs. Turn your heart to the sun like a solar panel. One more breath. Good. Inhale, coming all the way up. Now take your hands to lace behind your back, right at the waistband. Roll your shoulders back from there, and then explore extending through your arms. Lift through your heart. Now chair. Send your hips back, bend your knees forward. Feel that slight curl of the tail to activate your abs. Breathe in. And then rest your rib cage on your thighs as you let your head hang down. Keep that bind if that feels okay. Whew. Squeeze that place between your shoulder blades. Relax your head, shake it out. One more deep breath. Sweet. Release your hands down. Step your right foot back and lower your right knee down onto the ground. Coming into low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Your left heel's underneath your left knee, and then take your time for the arms to reach. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, but we are building a flow. While we're here, let's find a tricep stretch. Take your right hand to your upper back, catch that right elbow with your left hand, and then slide your fingertips down your spine. Feel your head gently pushing into your upper arm. Stay like this, or take a side body stretch, lean to the left. I know, that's when things get a little shaky, but we learn to ground down into that left big toe. Use your inner thigh muscles. Psoas stretch. One more breath. Nice. Now unwind, arms to the sky. Inhale. Meet me in modified plank. Take your hands to the ground and bring your left knee back so it's next to your right. Thrusting your hips forward, shoulders over wrists. Breathe in. Find your modified chaturanga. Feel your elbows graze your ribs as you descend. Stretch your legs back behind you as you lift your head and your heart for cobra. Awesome. Meet you in the dog pose. Push onto your knees, tuck your toes under, lengthen through your legs. Take a couple breaths. Refine your downward dog. You've been here before. Put all those same cues into place. From your fingers to your elbows to your shoulders. Now begin to lift your right leg to the sky and look at your right toes. We'll hold it there for a few breaths. You can refine. Press through the ball mound of your right foot like a Barbie doll's foot. That half flex, half point. Squeeze through your right knee and imagine you can absorb the length of your right thigh bone into your right hip socket. Relax your left calf. One more breath. Exhale. Good. Now elevate your left heel as you breathe in, and then step forward with your right foot, coming into low lunge, other side. Left knee is going to touch down. Take your time. Have that right heel underneath your right knee, and then the arms reach. Now be wary of the hips. They like to pour forward, which can cause compression here and some compression as you arch back. So think about lengthening your tailbone down, lifting the front of your waistband up, like you had little suspenders connecting your low ribs and your hip bones. And with that, you can find your tricep stretch on the other side. Left hand meets the upper back. Hold on to your elbow, ground into your right big toe, and then explore side body, lean to the right. Notice what your left foot is doing. Push it down, down, down. Good, one more round. Awesome, unwind the arms, reach for the sky, breathe in. Exhale, touch the earth. This time, step forward to the top of your mat and fold. Feet hips width apart, relax your head. Come back into chair, bend your knees, lengthen your tail, send your arms forward, breathe in. Sit back and down a little bit more. Now one more in breath, and then we'll rise to stand like you're shooting down through the ground. Reach up through your crown, arms by your sides. Pause here for a moment. Mountain pose, shoulders back, palms forward, spreading through your toes, lengthen your tail. Standing in your truth. Be here now. You belong, and you're exactly where you're meant to be. Enjoy. Now breathe everything out. Sit back into chair pose. Inhale, arms travel forward or up by the ears. Exhale as you lengthen and fold forward. Relax your head down. Take a halfway lift with your hands on your shins. Breathe in. And this time we'll step the left foot back into the lunge first. Go ahead, lower your left knee down onto the mat. Now just one breath in to lift the arms up overhead. Just one breath to find Anjaneyasana. Plank pose. Exhale, hands to the mat. Bring your right knee back. Align on the in-breath. Shoulders over the wrists. Lengthen through your tail. Modified Chaturanga. Hug your elbows in as you lower down. Move into your cobra shape as you press into the tops of your feet. Squeeze your knees. Loop your shoulders back. Look up. And then push onto your knees so you can make your way into dog pose. Now we'll pause here just for an extra breath, because we got to lift that left leg and hold it for a few rounds. Go ahead and watch your left toes rise. Now, if you can't see your toes, see if you can turn them in a little bit more and then find them there. Turn on the right quad the best you can. Press your chest back. Relax your right calf. One more deep breath. Let it go. Okay, now elevate the right heel. Exhale, step forward with your left foot. The right knee is gonna come down. One breath in for the arms to rise, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, touch the ground. Step forward with your right foot and fold at the top of your mat. Now one breath in for chair. Sit your hips back, inhale, the arms travel forward. Use your breath out to rise to stand like you're shooting through the sky, rocket ship down. Pause, take a breath. Let it go. Now we'll let it flow. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Right foot back, right knee on the mat. Exhale. Paint the sky with your fingertips. Inhale, rise in the lunge. Meet me in modified plank. Exhale, hands to the mat, left knee back. Use your breath in to line up your spine. And your breath out to lower to the ground. Slow, slow, slow. Stretch back through your toes, cobra. Inhale, lift your heart. Downward dog, here we go. Just one breath out to get there. Use your next breath in to lift your right toes. Exhale, stepping forward with your right foot. Lower your left knee on that same exhale. Arms rise, low lunge, Anjaneyasana, touch the sky. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step forward with your left foot and fold. Chair pose, inhale. Mountain pose, exhale. Other side, inhale, sit back, chair. Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Halfway rise, long spine parallel to the ground. Exhale, hands to mat, left foot steps back. Lower your knee down. Reach your arms up. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Modified plank, hands to the earth, right knee alongside the left. Line it up, shoulders over wrists on the in-breath. Modified Chaturanga, grounding through the index finger knuckles the whole time. Find that cobra shape, lift your head and heart. Exhale as you push onto your knees, tuck your toes, stretch your legs long, downward dog. Other side, left leg lifts on the in-breath. Big step forward on the out-breath. Right knee kisses the ground. Inhale, tickle the sky, arms high. Exhale, take your hands down, stepping forward with your right foot, fold. Chair pose, inhale. Mountain pose, exhale. Now do it again, slightly different this time. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward, lengthen your legs. Elongate your spine, halfway lift, shoulders back, ribs in. This time, touch the mat, step your right foot back, but keep your right knee off of the ground as you rise into high lunge. Inhale. Relax your shoulders back, pausing here. Strong through your right leg, strong through your right glute. Nice, sending that left shin forward. Breathe in. Nice. Exhale, touch the ground. This time, high plank pose. You can always choose to modify. Otherwise, squeeze your knees, keep them long. Exhale, Chaturanga. Squeeze your knees the whole time. Elbows bend 90 degrees. Inhale to the tops of your feet. Loop your shoulders back, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now take the right leg high. Breathe in. Take the right foot to the top of the mat. The left leg stays strong and straight. Use your in-breath to rise up, high lunge, crescent lunge. That left leg is so straight, it's driving your left hip forward, even if that means your hips aren't as low as you'd like. From there, you can drive the right shin forward. Breathe in. Good. Exhale, reach forward into the ground. We're going to step forward with that left foot and fold at the top of the mat. Chair pose. Inhale, sit low, arms forward. Mountain pose. Exhale, push the ground down, arms by your sides. Nice. Left side. Inhale, sit back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, heads up, halfway. Exhale, touch the earth. Step your left foot behind you, strong and straight through that left leg as the arms reach. One in breath. Exhale, touch the ground. Step back with your right foot. Keep breathing out as you lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Good, left leg lifts, breathe in. Left foot forward, breathe out. Strong inner thighs will help you rise with grace, with lightness, arms to the sky. Nice, hands to the mat, step forward with your right foot, fold. Nice, back into the chair, inhale, arms by your ears. Up and out, find that mountain pose and just stay there. Close your eyes. Release your breath. Find stillness and equanimity. Balance in your feet. With hips over heels. Heart over hips. Head over heart. Meeting yourself again. Acknowledge yourself. Take one more breath. Let it go. Open your eyes, circle your arms wide to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. halfway rise on the in-breath. Now you choose step or float your feet back. Plank to Chaturanga. You could do modified or high plank. You could do baby cobra or upward dog. We'll always meet in downward facing dogs. You can skip your vinyasa anytime. Take a breath when you get there. Let it go. Okay, now watch your right leg rise. And this time, let your right toes turn open to the side. Keep your legs straight as you lift your right heel. Imagine the outer edge of your foot, that pinky toe side, wanted to touch the sky. Meanwhile, keep a little bend in your left knee. Try to hook that left hip back. Breathing through the inner right thigh. Take one more breath. Good, and we'll step it through for the warrior two. So taking the right foot between the thumbs, spin your left heel to the ground. Spiral your arms up and open, gazing forward. Let your palms face up today. Relax your shoulders back and down. Take a few breaths to find your alignment. Can you see your big toe inside of the line of your right thigh bone? Awesome. With your ribs floating over your hips, notice if you're leaning forward, try to lean back a little bit. And then turn on the left quad, the left glute. Enjoy steadiness, enjoy stillness. Good. Keep your legs as they are. Reverse your warrior. Release your left arm down your back leg as your right arm reaches overhead. Keep grounding into that right big toe as you stack your right knee over your ankle. Take another full breath. Good. Now go slow as you rise back up through center and move into side angle pose. You can rest your right elbow on your right thigh, guide the knee open, scoop your right sitting bone under, and keep the tone in your left leg. That left hand can reach straight up or bring it alongside your ear. We'll take a few breaths here. Listen to your body, listen to your breath, and if it invites you to find a little more depth, you can take your right hand towards the ground, inside or outside of that right foot. It'd be on a block or on your mat. Either way, you're using the connection between your right arm and leg to open up that right hip. Heavy in your right heel. Gazing up, 2 more breaths. Awesome. Come back up towards your warrior two. Breathe in. Stay for the exhale. Good. Now take your hands to your hips as you straighten your right leg. Now pivot your right toes in. Turn to face the back of your mat for triangle pose. Pivot your left heel in. Now extend your arms wide to a T. Turn on your quads. Lift your knees. And then reach over your left toenails before you tilt your left hand down towards triangle pose, facing the other side of your mat. Why? Because now your right hip gets a stretch and that part was compressed in the side angle pose. So breathe into that right side of your waistband. And if you want more length in the side of your waist, extend your right arm long over your ear. Turn on your quads. A little bend in the knees are okay. 2 more breaths here. Now, gazing down towards your left foot, take your right hand to the back of your mat here and come into side plank with your right hand on the ground. You can bring your right knee down, tuck the right toes under as you stretch your left leg back, or stack your feet with both legs straight, left on top of right. Like mountain pose, turn on those quads. Imagine the bottom leg can lift the top leg up. Grounding into that right index finger knuckle. You could look at it with your eyes to help you balance, or turn your eyes up to the sky and see your left thumb. Optional wild thing from here. If you wish, float your left foot up and step it behind you. Turn your heart up towards the sky. Reach through your fingertips on that left side for 3, 2. Good, and then we'll flip it around to plank facing the back of your mat. We can do 3-limbed plank or 4. Inhale to get there. Exhale, Chaturanga is up to you. Choose your back bend shape, baby cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Exhale. Take a moment to arrive. New perspective. Same you. Everywhere you go, there you are. Meet yourself again. One more, good breath here. Good, now watch your left toes rise and then pivot your left toes open to the side. Imagine that pinky edge of your left foot wanting to touch the sky. Little bend in the right knee so you can hook the right hip back. Drive through that left palm a little more. One more breath. Again, hover the right heel off the floor so you can step forward with your left foot, finding your version of warrior two, that left foot forward. You can open your arms wide, palms facing up. Same rules apply. Grounding down. Do you see your big toe inside the left thigh? Stacking your chin over your left shoulder. Gaze beyond your fingertips and feel your shoulder blades kiss together on your back. Retract your rhomboids. Deepen the lunge the best you can. Stay steady in that back leg. Beautiful. Find the reverse warrior. Left arm lifts, right arm down your back leg. Let the heat build in that left hip. Good. Inhale as you rise up through warrior two for side angle pose. Left elbow to your left thigh. Right hand can reach up for the sky or alongside your ear. Listen to your body. And if it invites you to explore more depth, you can take that left hand closer to the earth. Feel your left heel piercing into the ground as if you can pull the floor back beneath your seat. Turn on the muscles of your right leg, your glute, your quad. Spiral the eyes up to the sky if that feels okay on your neck. One more, good breath. Again, gazing down, breathe out. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Stay for the exhale. Nice, hands to hips, lengthen your left leg. Pivot your left toes in, and then pivot your right heel in, coming into triangle pose with the right foot forward. Open your arms, breathe in. Reach beyond your right toes, breathe out. Stretch that left hip, yeah? Your right hand can touch your shin, your thigh, your block, but with that left side of your waistband, reach it away from the crown in the opposite direction towards the wall behind you. Notice if you're arching your back, can you pull your lower ribs in slightly, lengthen your tail a bit? Oh yeah, then you feel the psoas stretch a little more. Now that right shoulder likes to round forward. Do your best to shrug your shoulders back so they feel symmetrical. Both shoulders looping down your back. Turn on your quads. Maybe the left arm comes long over the ear for these last 3 breaths. 2. Last one. Good, and then heading into our plank pose. So look towards the top of your mat where your right foot is, and then bring your left hand to the ground. Now option to bring your left knee to the floor, and then we'll extend the right foot back. You can stay like that, right hand on the hip, or both legs straight, stack the feet. Now as you stack your feet, I want you to feel your big toes and that big toe ball mound touching, but your heels are not touching. You're widening your heels to create an internal rotation of your legs. And use your inner thighs, lengthen your tail, reach your right arm up, maybe the eyes look up. Stay here or wild thing, right foot steps behind you, turn your heart up towards the ceiling, reach through your right fingertips for 3, 2, 1. Good, coming over to plank, 3 limbs or 4. Inhale to get there. Exhale, Chaturanga. Now you choose, coming through your back bend shape into either child's pose or downward dog. Hips to the heels, forehead to the mat if you're in child's pose. Either way, take a moment to check in again. How is your body feeling at this point in your practice? Accepting yourself for who you are now. Now, whether you're in the dog pose or the child's pose, we'll meet in a seat. So if you're in the dog and you want to practice your jump through, you can elevate your heels, look forward, tense your fingertips, bend your knees, and then hop your feet through your hands, have a seat. Or if you're in the child's pose, just swing your heels aside. We'll take the legs long in front for now, a little bend in your knees, and then pull the sitting bones out from under you. Now take your hands to the ground right by your hips. Push the floor down and then try to break the floor open beneath you. Push the floor down and out. Feel your lats turn on. Those are the muscles right by your armpits. Those wing-like muscles. Close your eyes. Draw your chin in. And then stretch your legs long the best you can while keeping your sitting bones grounded. Press through the ball mounds of your feet. Spread through your toes. This is staff pose, Dandasana. It's just a great way to reset. 2 more breaths. Good. Unlock your chin. Let your arms travel forward and up overhead. Breathe in. Exhale, fold forward and down, Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. You can touch your toes, your ankles. Either way, loop your shoulders back and lead with your heart, your courageous heart. Relax your head and the back of your neck. It's all right to have your knees bent. But if your knees happen to be straight, imagine your quads are so powerful that the backs of your knees can touch the ground. Go slow as you round your spine, roll yourself back up. Take your hands behind you now, so your fingertips are still pointing forward. A counter stretch for that forward fold is a reverse plank. Now you could do this with the legs straight or bent. I'm going to demo with the straight legs. You're just going to lift your hips off the floor. And then point your toes. Can you touch the floor with all of your toes? Maybe, maybe not, but pointing the toes forward, squeezing through the knees, lift your hips, and then shoulders back, lift your chin. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Lower your hips to the ground. Keep your hands where they are. If your legs are straight, just bend your knees, and then eventually meet me in boat pose. So more weight in your hands as you lift your feet. Make your big toes touch, shoulders pinch. Hands can stay where they are or take them forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now gather your knees a little closer to your chest. In breath. Exhale, hover into low boat. Rise back up for 4. Inhale. Take it low. Exhale. For 3. Remember, you could have your hands behind you. Exhale for more support. Last 2. Breathe in. Get low. Last 1. Get high. Now get low. Stay low. Let your fingertips claw the ground by your sides, and then lift your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, hover your heels an inch above the ground. Do that again for 4. Heels up. Keep your butt on the ground. Exhale, heels forward and hovering an inch off the mat. For 3. Inhale, heels rise for 2. Exhale, hover. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hover. Now lift your heels up, breathe in. Take your feet to the floor, bend your knees, drop your head, arms long, exhale. Now lift your butt, inhale, bridge, pulse. Exhale, hips to the mat. Last 4 for the glutes. Inhale, ground through your big toes, lift your hips. Exhale, lower your hips. Nice. 3. Exhale, hips down. Lift up, 2. Exhale. Lift up, breathe in. Lower down, breathe out. All right, now this time lift your hips, stay there. Interlace your hands if that serves you behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. We've done this shape before with the upper back, that little bend in the elbows, lift your chin, narrow your knees. Now stay here or ground into your right heel and kick your left heel towards the ceiling. One-legged bridge. Stay there or come back into those pulses. Exhale, let your hips hover right above your fists. Inhale, kick the sky with that left heel. For 4, hover the hips above your wrists. Inhale, lift your hips, kick up. Last 3 for that right glute, that right hamstring. Inhale, exhale, 2. Breathe in, lift. Last 1, exhale, hover. Now lift, reset your left foot, and then the right. Grounding into the left heel, draw the right knee towards the chest, and then kick your right heel to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, hover the hips. For 4, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Breathe in for 3, you got this. Exhale. Last 2, breathe in. Exhale. Last 1 to lift. Good, and then lower the right foot to the ground. Release your interlaced hands, relax your back down. Ooh, heel toe your feet wide, drop your knees on one another and just rest. Hand on the belly, hand on the chest. Feel your heart beating. Meeting yourself, grateful to be alive today, to have this beating heart. Feel your chest expanding with every breath. Grateful to have healthy lungs. Enjoy being able to breathe deeply. Take one other breath to arrive. Cool. Find a happy baby. Open your knees. Reach for your inner feet. You can keep your eyes closed and feel your head ground down. Loop your shoulders back and trace your awareness along the length of your spine. All of it is on the mat. As you pull down on your heels, you can choose to rock side to side, pulling on one more than the other. Good. Take another good breath. Add a smile. Happy baby, Ananda Balasana. Good. And we'll take the knees together. Awesome. From here, let your left foot land with your left knee bent. So your left foot's on the floor. And then we're going to extend that right leg for a hamstring stretch. Now you can hold on to your right hamstring, your right calf, or your heel. Just notice that same tracing of the spine on the ground. And then if you want a little bit more, you can extend your left leg forward and lengthen it all the way down. Breathing into the back of your right thigh for 5. Check in with your shoulders. Can you push them into the floor a little more? 3. Do that floint with your feet. Spread your toes wide. Okay. Then a figure 4, right ankle over the left thigh. You can interlace your hands behind the back of your left leg, or you can have that left foot on the ground using your right hand to push your right knee away. If you have your hands laced, gather your legs in towards your torso. Use your right elbow to push your right knee away from you. Now imagine you're doing that cow pose, a little arch in your lower back, shoulders back. Awesome. Now 2 options for this twist. Option to take your left hand over the top of your right foot. And then as you slowly stretch your left leg long on your mat, you're going to kick your right foot over to the left to twist. Now, if that's a little challenging, you could also have that right knee bent and just hold on to the right knee, right? If the leg is long, then you could use your hand to help you weigh down your foot. Either way, look over to the right. Reach open with your right arm. Keep your left leg strong and straight. You can feel your toes are turned to the side. Yeah, the outer edge of your left foot is touching the ground. Good. Now, whether the leg is bent or straight, roll onto your back. And then we'll take both knees into the chest just to reset. Add some circles, drawing your knees in circles, massaging your back. Reverse the direction of your circles. Cool. Now we'll keep the bend in your right knee. Just let your right foot land on the floor. And then extend your left leg long up to the sky. You can hold onto your hamstring or interlace your hands behind your calf, or maybe you catch the heel. Feel your spine grounded on the mat symmetrically. And if you can keep that, then you can extend your right leg. Shoulders back. Press through the ball mounds of your feet. Feel a slight internal rotation, the toes turning in as the quads support the structure of your legs. Good. Make your way towards figure 4 from here, left ankle over the right thigh. Remember, you could have that right foot on the floor. And then the left hand can push the left knee away or lace your hands behind your right thigh. Again, roll your shoulders back, lift through your heart, a little arch in the lumbar spine. Then you could gather your legs in, use your left elbow to push your knee away from you. Stay active through your feet with intention. Breathe. Awesome. Now we're setting up for our twist. If you did that extended variation, you could reach your right hand for your left foot here. And then as you twist your left foot over towards the right, you'll straighten your right leg down your mat. Rearrange some furniture perhaps, or keep the bend in your left knee as you twist the left knee to the right. Either way, open your left arm to the left, turn your chin to the left, close your eyes. Very nice. When you feel balanced on both sides, take your time to come back to center. And I invite you for this next minute to do anything that your body is requesting of you. Yeah, you spent this last hour listening to your body, listening to your mind, listening to your breath. So let it tell you what to do. Maybe it's telling you, I need more Shavasana, so you can head into that right away. Maybe it's telling you to come into plow. You can extend the legs up and over your head. Support your back with your hands. There's no wrong answer. As long as you could breathe, you've made the right choice. Once you feel complete, if you're in the plow pose, you can support yourself on the way down. We'll all meet in Shavasana when you're ready. And your Shavasana can look however you want it to look. You can kick your heels out nice and long, or feet together, knees wide. You could choose to do seated meditation if you like. But whatever you do, do it with all of your awareness. Relaxing your jaw and the body of your tongue. Releasing the creases around your eyes. Sinking into the ground while simultaneously being uplifted by the earth. Slowly start to deepen your breaths. Your head tilt side to side. The slower, the better. Wake up your fingers and let that grow into wrist circles. Wiggle your toes, roll around your ankles. A full body stretch on and in breath, extending your arms long overhead and pressing through your tippy toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. And let your feet slide to the floor as you bend your knees. And arms can stay overhead as you roll to one side. So you can rest your head on one of your arms. Here in the fetal position, stay for a few breaths. Notice if there's any anticipation or expectation. Leave that behind. Exhale. Moving slowly when you're ready to rise, pressing yourself up into a seat. Go slow, take your time. You can crisscross your shins. Drawing hands together in front of your heart, bowing in to meet yourself again. Acknowledge yourself for carving out this hour to accept your body, your breath, your thoughts, yourself for exactly who you are on this day. The light in me honors the divine light within you. Thank you very much. Namaste.